Been a nice compliment there to Caleb Love and Arizona's starting lineup. You're looking at it there. Arizona Wildcats coming in with a 22-12 overall record. The Akron Zips are 28-6 coming into tonight. Michael Greenstein and William Covington and Kelly Pfeiffer are the officials here tonight.
It's a size mismatch. Expect Arizona to go inside early and often. They've got Awaka, they've got Basar. Look for those guys to be involved.
Or shoot the three. That'll work too.
That.
Bradley gets the first points. And he's a great compliment to Caleb Love. A transfer out of Alabama has, including tonight, 7 total tournament appearances. Okonkwo with a miss.
Great interior pass, got to finish that.
There's going to be tempo in this game. Both teams like to get up and down.
Yeah, you can already feel it. Three-pointer not there for Delorso. So a couple of offensive possessions, a couple of three-point attempts. They're Arizona.
There's that size. Arizona Awaka doing a great job of getting vertical and contesting that Isaiah Gray drive.
Look at how fast off the miss, even.
There's a great in and out. You want to stop and pull up on that situation.
Here's Townsend. 3 possessions, 3 three-point attempts. They've been successful in 2 of the 3.
Well, and big for Trey Townsend to get that first one to go against Houston in the final in the Big 12 tournament. Didn't score, only played 8 minutes. Has played well in the NCAA tournament. Had that big game against Kentucky last year.
Boy, Akron trying to battle on the boards here. If Trey Townsend sounds familiar, you might remember him from a couple of tourney games last year with Oakland when they upset Kentucky. Look at Tommy Lloyd, his 4th NCAA tournament. As the head coach, he returns to the state of Washington. Spent a majority of his life here, born here. Of course, he was the lead assistant for Gonzaga for 22 years. Shift in conferences, he didn't take a trip really to the state of Washington until here for the NCAA tournament the last couple of years. 8 seconds here to shoot for Gray.
And if you actually want ball movement, player movement,
Wilson had to force that one up.
and to take higher percentage shots.
That's what Wilson wants to do, though. 90% of his shots come from 3.
Oh, boy, Arizona's feeling it. 3 threes, and you knew that was coming. A timeout quick by John Gross and Akron.
Well, for a team in Arizona that doesn't shoot a lot of threes, they don't make a ton of threes on the year. What a start for them. 3 of 4 from beyond the arc, hot early.
Sinners from Ryan Coogler, the director of Black Panther and Creed, starring Michael B. Jordan. Only in theaters April 18th, shot with IMAX film cameras. Time to join the 4th member of our team, Andy Katz.
Listen, I saw this Arizona team lose to Wisconsin. John Tonje had 41. Then they lose to Duke. Then they go to Atlantis and they go sideways. And then talking to Tommy Lloyd, he was telling me it just took a while to get this group together. They also dealt with injuries. He also had to kind of have a little bit of an adjustment coaching-wise, knowing that your percentage in the Big 12 is just not going to be the same it would be in the WCC or the Pac-12. You have to be okay with that. You have to be understanding that you may lose games, because the greater good and what you're reaching for is a moment like this to get to the NCAA tournament, and that's what happened with this team, especially after Caleb Love saved them at home against Iowa State. That's really where it all flipped.
Arizona, you know, in their first year of the Big 12, you got to consider their schedule. I mean, the conference schedule, unlike what they have faced in the past. Oh, what a take. It's Johnson, Tavari Johnson, who's been one of the most improved players for Akron. But Arizona leads the Big 12 with 6 wins over ranked opponents, 12 quad win games. You know, you talked to Tommy Lloyd, and I said, you know, with the switch in conferences, will you change your scheduling in the non-conference? He says no, because Arizona deserves a tough schedule, and our fans deserve a tough schedule.
And, you know, they're seated as a 4 seed. And that was with a non-conference where they weren't able to get it done. So you look at what the Big 12 is going to give you in terms of quad 1 opportunities, then you schedule up. Playing good people doesn't hurt you. Even if you lose, you obviously want to win the games, but you give yourself a chance to get more of those games. Good things are going to happen for your seeding.
And Bradley pulls up.
He's using the size and strength.
Play, right?
Absolutely, players definitely want to play. And play against the best competition. That's what you sign on the letter of intent for.
I love the improvement of Jaden Bradley. From last year to this season, he's just made so many strides, both playmaking for himself and for others.
Well, at least since the timeout, Akron has come out with a lot more bounce. Seen a couple of shots go in, a nice back door. Johnson has a couple of buckets. Let's see if they can put together a couple of stops.
You know, even though this Akron team played in the NCAA tournament last year, they have 4 guys back, all of them playing, you know, up, I guess, better roles or more involved roles, but they have 6 new guys. So a feeling out process here against an Arizona team that this team has been in the NCAA tournament.
But not like this before. The style of play.
Ball move, player move, another back door.
Yeah, Lyles finding Johnson, backdoor look, he's got 6.
Great runner by Johnson.
That's twice where we've seen Tavari Johnson. They want to overplay you. We'll take that thing right to the rim with a back cut.
Tavari Johnson's got all the points. And Bradley for 3.
That's got to be the next step in his game. And Jaden Bradley just shooting 29% from 3. Akron's going to go under on every ball screen there. These back cuts looking pretty good. You got Tavari Johnson off the ball. He's the point guard. Little back cut, little teardrop. Akron trying to find their way back.
Hoop heads, we love to see it. Welcome to your new American dream. See inside the lives of global sports and entertainment superstars Jake and Logan Paul in their new family reality series. Don't miss Paul American, streaming Thursday exclusively on Max. Robbie Hummel, you talked about the stylistic changes here for Akron. Enrique Freeman now in the NBA. The change for all of that is Nate Johnson gets the jumper to fall. This is an Akron team that is faster, smaller, shoots more threes. They attempt about 30 per game, though they've only attempted 1 here tonight.
Good hustle.
Seems like they've gotten the jitters out.
This man right here has kind of settled the ship. And the way that Tavari Johnson got them on the board and as the point guard, that's exactly what you want to see. A guy that's a junior and has made a big jump from last season to this one.
Nate Johnson switching.
Bang.
Wow. With Bryant all over him.
He likes that spin to the turnaround jumper. It's tough to guard. Good at creating space.
Love. Vesar.
Did a really good job turning the corner.
Count it. A foul on the floor. Shot won't count.
Well, think about with Caleb Love there, Jalen. He's dragging that ball screen out. You got 2 on you. That roller is going to have a smaller weak side defender chucking him. That was a great job by Caleb Love in the pick and roll.
This is what we're talking about with the John Gross new system. He likes his system, kind of a 4-guard look, and says he wants to try to keep it year in and year out.
And that big that Rose has to do a good job of being just that, keeping the guy on his backside and finding a way to finish strong.
I respect it with John Gross, you know, coaching to his personnel. Enrique Freeman was a great post player, so they played inside. Now you've got these guards, you're going to get out and run.
Another foul call and another touch from Vesar. Henry Vesar played an important role. Mo Krivas injured mid-December, left ankle injury, ended his season. Vesar coming off the bench, averaging about 21 minutes.
He's got a lot of ability. I mean, he can spread the floor, he can pick and pop. He's a really good defensive player in pick and roll. But he also protects the rim, he rim runs. He's going to have a chance to be a pro because of his skill set and what he does well.
Tommy Lloyd certainly has said his stock is on the rise here for sure. But definitely has waited his time.
Don't see that all that often in college basketball anymore. Have to respect that he's stuck around.
Jamal Scott.
I love the way Lyles just continues to float, find somebody to screen. And drops you backdoor down.
He's been a great passer. And Carter Bryant with a block.
Carter Bryant, another guy with tons of potential.
Walking violation there on Love. The 3rd turnover for Arizona.
These back cuts have been everywhere for Akron, but the help defense, Carter Bryant, that 7-foot wingspan, 6'8". He's coming over, erases that shot. What would have been a layup ends up going the other way.
Boy, this coaching staff can't say enough good things about that guy, Carter Bryant.
Akron doing a great job, though, getting those back doors, taking advantage of the Arizona pressure.
Johnson looking for it, short. And Love comes down with it. Arizona's had empty possessions the last 5 possessions and make it 6. Another turnover. 3 turnovers in the last 4 possessions for the Wildcats. Scott pulls up, drains it. It's a long 2 and a 6-0 run.
A great screen.
Yes.
Conquo picks off that defender, and Scott gets a great look.
Oh, look out!
That's the action we're talking
Bad
about.
intentions, and Vasar stays with it.
And that's the ability you're talking about. Catch, recover. Yeah, you got it blocked, but then you finish strong. Block the second one.
Tied at 11. Johnson turned away. Man, that back door is working for Akron, but Bryant smothers City at the top of the apex.
There's some great athleticism. Lob it, lob it.
Oh, finishing it off.
What a sequence right there. Carter Bryant is erasing plays on the defensive end of the floor, running the floor, and KJ Lewis is finding him.
End to end, the block to the dunk for Carter Bryant. And the push shot, the runner falls for Scott.
Akron getting shots in the paint, whether it's layups, runners, or floaters. They're doing a good job of really moving players and moving the ball.
You better get back, even on a made basket, because Arizona is bringing that thing.
Here's Love trying to create for himself. Bryant on the deck.
Great hustle.
It'll be Akron basketball. How about this?
The activity defensively. Get it out of here. Erase it and then reward him on the other end. He wanted the lob. I wanted him to get the lob. But he wants the 2.
The fundamental play. They count the same, and he was still able to lay the hammer.
Here's Johnson. Boy, they are just hunting down those paint points.
That drop coverage, they're looking for those mid-range jumpers and floaters.
Bradley pushing.
You play Arizona, you better be ready to guard a lot of pick and rolls. That pick and roll continuity offense, they're going to move it from side to side, and they're going to hunt those matchups.
This is the stop that Akron was looking for. Johnson, one of the littlest guys on the floor, nearly got the bucket.
And he's fearless.
Great job by Vasar, though, of staying in that play and getting a piece.
And Bradley penetrating. 7 points.
Great job of being under control, surveyed the floor.
You watch Arizona play, even for a few minutes, you can see exactly why Jaden Bradley, Caleb Love, and KJ Lewis, all top 6 in the Big 12 in fast break points per game individually.
Yeah, each one of them is a fast break.
Like Run TMC.
There we go again.
You're on the right coast for that, Jalen. Lewis.
Nice dime.
Backdoor cut. Out the reverse won't fall. Delorso. Like a little too wide open.
A great jump stop by KJ Lewis. Got him a great pass.
And everybody's scrambling right now. Points at a premium the last couple of possessions for both of these teams. The tie up there from Scott and knocks it away. Arizona retains possession. Nowhere to go there for Lewis, man.
Nobody can hang on to the ball.
I thought, what did you describe the ball?
It's grippy, but
grippy.
not right now, it's not.
It's not grippy. Fans of all ages taking in this one. The score now 17-13 in the break. The officials going back to look at the Shema Scott shot that was originally ruled a 2 on the floor. They look at it both feet behind the three-point line, so correctly changed from a 2 to a 3. Let's now turn it over to Andy, who's with Tommy Lloyd.
Tommy, they've been able to get right where we're standing in the paint. The last couple of possessions, you've actually forced them to take jumpers or threes. How do you keep them out of here?
Well, listen, you almost want them in there. They're such a good three-point shooting team. We got to figure out, if they can make some 2s against us. And you're living a little bit dangerous, but you're also living dangerous with the 3 against them.
Thanks, Tommy.
Thank you.
Yeah, 15 of their shots are 2s, only 4 three-point attempts here so far.
For a team that averages almost 30 attempts a game and makes almost 11 of them. Wow.
Look out, Townsend with the throwdown.
Robbie, what you think about the idea of running them off the 3 forcing them to take more twos because that's who Akron is, but they've only attempted 3 and they've missed all of them.
100%.
But they made one now.
Think about that drop coverage. It's designed to give up long twos in the mid-range, and that's where Arizona wants this Akron team to be.
8 seconds to shoot. You can see how far they have to whittle down the shot clock here on these possessions. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Johnson's got to go. And that's exactly the kind of shot they want to force.
And that's a great defensive possession by Arizona. Taking away the action, a little pressure on the ball, and a contested mid-range shot.
Now penetrating the block.
What a block.
What a block. It's Lyles, who's kind of their all-effort player.
The skill and physicality of Lyles has been on display this entire game. That's an amazing block without fouling.
Just getting totally vertical, taking that contact in the chest, hanging there, and putting it away.
If there was a perfect picture of verticality, that was it at the top of his jump.
This is a fun matchup here because KJ Lewis can really guard, going up against the MAC Player of the Year.
Yeah, Johnson trying to cross him over.
Johnson did a great job of relocating.
Before that shot, they were 0 for their last 5. And Akron will get it right back.
Well, you're 100% right, Jalen. The way he got away, Help stops the ball. You're getting to the corner as the shooter. It's just terrific offense, having an understanding of playing within the team concept.
Now, Tavari Johnson bringing it up, the leading scorer for Akron, 9 of the 16 points. There's a 3-point look for Hardman. Bowen Hardman shoots and makes the most threes on the team coming off the bench.
Arizona likes that high-low. Going to have to take that away with Awaka and Townsend.
Delorso quickly whips the pass into the corner for an open look there for Lewis. And the putback is good for Townsend.
Great initial defense. Got to finish it with a rebound. Great hustle by Thompson.
Arizona, one of the elite offensive rebounding teams in college basketball. Going to be easier said than done.
Johnson's had a tough go of it. Just 2 points, 1 of 4 shooting after that miss. Love on the push. He'll get it. The 3-pointer on the way. Can't drill it. And Townsend off balance, but a foul is called against Seth Wilson.
These offensive rebounds are starting to stack up for Arizona. They've got the athleticism, they've got the size. Tobe Awaka is a monster out there on the glass. You could say that for Trey Townsend and Henry Vasar as well. Those big guards for Arizona getting there, and that's certainly a way that they can impact this game in a big way.
Similar to boxing, those are body blows.
Get more sports coverage than ever before in the Bleacher Report app. Be sure to download the all-new Bleacher Report app today.
You think about just wearing you down, you know, and it can be demoralizing mentally as well. You're getting initial stops, you're not closing out possessions. It's really a good analogy when you look at the way that a body blow in boxing would be. And there's a walk. I mean, that is grown man basketball right there.
Six second chance points for Arizona.
While they're not shooting very well from the perimeter, Arizona's doing a terrific job of hustling.
Lyles driving, spinning, can't get the finish. And again, the pace on this transition, that's going to be an offensive foul call.
You think so?
I could make that call. 7 turnovers for Arizona. Never wanted to be an official, but I can make that call.
Boy, if you're going to pinch Awaka, you better bring more than that. Shema Scott, that was kind of a half pinch right there. And when you're going up against a guy that's an elite offensive rebounder, which is exactly what Tobe Awaka is, first in the Big 12 in offensive rebound percentage, 7th nationally, you better get 2 bodies on him to take him away.
He's got some tournament experience between Tennessee and Arizona. Another mid-range look for Akron. And they're one of their last 10 now after that miss. Amani Lyles his first.
Arizona doing a great job defensively, making life tough on Akron. They're fighting through screens. They're communicating effectively. And they're cleaning the backboard and getting out in transition afterwards.
And KJ Lewis, Jalen, is a big part of that. The way he guards, the effort he gives, That dude, every time he plays, it's 100% out there.
Only a sophomore, scoring up from 6 points last year to about 11 points this year. Townsend's having a good first half.
Likes that right hand.
Yeah, he likes that jump hook too. 9 points.
Townsend doing a great job of being a force in the paint, whether it's offensive rebound and scoring right there.
Hasn't missed a shot, 4 for 4 from the field. And a 6-0 run.
Arizona 16-6 in terms of points in the paint, and they understand where their mismatch is at.
Ball's loose. And a foul call against Caleb Love. We'll take a quick timeout.
John, Tommy just told me that it's a gamble, but they would rather you score inside rather than on the three. How do you answer that challenge of converting, because you are getting in the lane?
Yeah, I think we have if we'll make better rim decisions, right? There's shot blockers in there. Bryant's a shot blocker. Visar's a shot blocker. Owaka will do that some as well. And we haven't been very intelligent around the rim. We've got to be playing off 2 feet and shot faking more and being more under control. And then obviously the glass.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
I love the chess match here between these 2 head coaches and 2 teams here tonight.
It's okay to go small. You're going to give up some offensive rebounds. You're going to give up some points in the paint, but you better equalize that out with the 3-point shot, which is something that Akron has done all year long. But credit Arizona. They've taken those looks away. Akron just 2 of 6 from 3. And they've taken 25 field goal attempts, and on the season, they're a team that takes 46% of their shots from 3. They've really limited those looks.
You saw that graphic pop up, the points in the paint advantage. Arizona has tallied 16 points. It's actually 16 unanswered points in the paint since the start by Akron. Scott's in trouble. Gets it right back.
Arizona defensively doing a great job of hugging that 3-point line. Another long 2.
A great contest there by Caleb Love.
And Gray nearly getting that offensive rebound, but Arizona corrals. And stepping on the sideline, Del Orso, a turnover for Arizona. 8 turnovers for the Wildcats.
Del Orso has been a little out of sorts here tonight, and he certainly was in the Big 12 championship game as well. He's kind of searching for some confidence.
One of the best shooters inserted into the starting lineup mid-season. Started 26 of 35 games, including tonight. Averages about 18 minutes. Now Tavari Johnson. In and out, squeezes out, tight rims. Arizona's got the advantage. Whoa, Johnson right there, the lob. Oh my goodness. At the rim, the foul call by Vesar.
Size and the athleticism and length on both sides.
Boy, that would have been nasty right there. Vesar throwing it to the other team, and then look out below.
How about the ability to retreat back?
Great multiple efforts defensively in transition.
Vesar certainly getting some ball there, but I do feel like in any level of basketball, if you go aggressively, the referees reward that type of take, whether it's right or wrong.
Okonkwo. Never a starter until he got to Akron. That was the best highlight that resulted in just free throws. Here's Love penetrating.
Slipped out of his hands at the end.
Yeah, Akron breaks up it.
Great hustle play by Bradley. Akron still fighting.
Battle for the loose ball. Johnson from up top.
That would have been a big shot. One of those 50-50 hustle plays. Could have been a big swing. Opportunity missed there for Akron, and the threes just not going. They are ice cold. One of their last 13 from the field.
And they're 2 and 8 in this game.
Oh, what a play.
In the pocket, never saw him. Tavari Johnson, sneaking pass from behind.
Johnson's having a terrific game on both ends of the floor. 11 points so far.
Steadied Akron, and boy, Anthony Del Orso, he is struggling here in this first half.
Well, unfortunately for him, you know what's going to happen, so you got to knock this down.
Yeah, you
That's
better
the
knock
answer
that down.
right there.
3 turnovers the last 4 possessions going into that shot.
He looked over his left shoulder and saw a substitute coming in.
The bench, the ultimate motivator.
Exactly.
Nine to shoot. Gray's in trouble.
A lot of dribbling here.
Yep. 5 to shoot. Johnson. What can he do with it? With Love defending. Johnson crosses over, another long 2. And the tip in from Gray. I think they'll credit Gray with that. There was like 4 players in the air.
And multiple Arizona Wildcats there. Isaiah Gray, he's 6'4", and somehow finds a way to get that to go.
And they're going to take it out of bounds. Isaiah Gray commits the foul. Blocking foul, no shot. Team foul number 5.
It'll be interesting to see if Akron's going to keep putting 2 on the ball and pick and roll. Tobe Awaka is doing a phenomenal job of getting out, short rolling, and then he's going to try to spray it and make plays, kind of like Draymond Green would do, that short roll.
One of those passes against this quick Akron team is going to get stolen from a baseline out of bounds.
That was certainly a hand grenade there.
7 on the shot clock. Here's Bryant. He'll pull from 3 and knock it down from 3. Oof, 5 points.
The ability is just dripping off of Carter Bryant. That dude has some game right there.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of everything here in the first half from him.
Athleticism, shot making, defensive prowess.
And a
foul
reach-in
right there.
foul. His first.
Bryant doing a good job of making the most of his minutes, showing that he can do it from 3 as well with the shot clock going down over the contest.
He's 6'8", 225.
How do these freshmen have bodies like that? I was 6'8", 190 pounds my freshman year, and just like hanging on for dear life against anybody with size.
Watch whip-around coverage of all men's games with Fast Break presented by Nissan and the March Madness Live app.
Also, they have more access to the facility.
There's no doubt about that. And the high school levels, the facilities there, the training there. We were like the weight room. That's for the football team.
I feel like, you know, the term sports performance never existed, right?
Well, I like to tell guys of our era, we worked out. They trained.
Yes.
Caleb Love going right at Johnson with the runner.
He loves that shot, and he's so good going away with his left hand. It's still getting to that floater with the right. Big time play.
Quick hands.
KJ Lewis.
KJ Lewis coming right at you.
Active.
It's been fun here so far in this first half. Watch live men's games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. You can download it now. It is 33-22, Arizona over Akron. Looking at our game summary, one of the things we're looking at, the turnover story. Arizona is giving Akron some chances. They've coughed it up 11 times, but Akron only 8 points off of those 11 turnovers.
And that's what's keeping them in the game. They've done a really good job out of timeouts, getting good shots. Let's see if they can get up a 3-point shot.
Just 2 of 8 from 3 there, Jalen. And it's crazy to see that Akron is still semi-hanging around here when Arizona is shooting 56% from the field and 45% from 3.
But those 11 turnovers, as mentioned, is key.
No doubt.
Here's Lyles for 3. That's it fly. A 32% three-point shooter. Doesn't shoot a ton of them.
You think about all the weapons that can hurt you from 3, and Lyles' percentage isn't bad, but certainly you're worried about Hardman and Johnson and Isaiah Gray and some of these other shooters and the big fella making you pay from downtown.
That's his 60th attempt of the season and his 20th make. Lewis, for everything that he's done, those are his first points.
I love the running start for him. You know, if they're not going to guard you, get that full head of steam, be going downhill. That's a pretty floater, high arcing.
Now every single player for Arizona has scored who's played. Johnson trying the foul against Love. His second.
Miles is doing a really good job. Here you see Lewis catching it. Flow game.
You think about the already on the move. Like, you've already got momentum going towards the rim. It's such a hard guard. Even if you're kind of daring him to shoot, I love him. Just take those 1-2 steps and make plays around the basket.
But even to mix up your game, I wish more shooters did that also.
Oh, totally.
Instead of taking an over-contested three-point shot, take advantage of the defense running at you and make a play.
No doubt about that.
First player in program history to be named Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year.
Well, how about the rare air, Lisa, that he enters? I mean, Bonzi Wells is the last guy to do that. Bonzi Wells was a player, man.
Ball State, 1998. Arizona's been perfect in their last 6 trips. Townsend stays perfect. They got a bucket on their last 7 trips.
Little flex action to get him on the post. Townsend 5 for 5, doing a really good job playing under control.
I love the counter too, Jalen. He loves that right jump hook. He went to the right shoulder. Still used the right hand. That's okay, but the counter was right there.
Now look at Johnson go. We got an offensive foul call. It's going to go against Lyles, his second.
Lyles was trying to clear the way there. Nice job snaking that pick and roll by Tavari Johnson, but the official saying that just a little over aggressive there. We'll see. He's getting to the body of Vesar.
I don't like that call.
That's a bad call. That's a good play right there by Amani Lyles.
Yeah, because you want to keep the big behind you in case it's a miss, you can follow it up.
That's what John Gross is saying.
Let's see if they come double times, and they do.
The respect you have when you haven't missed a shot yet tonight. Townsend takes a peek. He knows he's got 4 seconds to work with. Tight quarters back there. His first miss didn't hit anything except the side of the rim, so it's a shot clock violation. The side of the backboard, I should say. The 12th turnover here for Arizona.
Great defensive possession by Akron.
Mentioned it, Robbie. Akron just hanging around.
Yeah, and in a game where they have not been able to play to their strengths, and credit Arizona, taking away those 3-point field goal attempts.
Ooh.
Oh, that would have been some move.
Great look up the floor.
Outlet pass, Lewis looking for the finish, can't get it. Bradley's got his back though with a cleanup job.
Right there, Isaiah Gray could have gotten that defensive rebound, but Jaden Bradley with the hustle. He wanted it just a little bit more, didn't assume it was going down, and made a play on the ball.
Largest lead tonight, plus 12, Gray.
Arizona, that defensive game plan is giving up mid-range shots.
Yes.
And if you can make them, you're going to have them, but they're not giving up threes.
Right now, Akron just about a third of its way to its average in terms of its 33-point attempts per game. They are 3 of 9 tonight. Okonkwo with his first.
Arizona is huge, though. I mean, they got big guards. Vesar's a 7-footer. Townsend with good size. You got KJ Lewis is a big guard. Carter Bryant, we talked about him at 6'8", 225. Physically imposing.
They're sticking to the defensive game plan. 33 total shot attempts, only 9 3-point attempts. Let's see if Johnson can get him into the offense.
Tavari Johnson's already taken a
another
heavy
one.
load of shot attempts. There's Gray. That's their 10th 3-point attempt. They'll stay here.
But honestly, Arizona fortunate there because Isaiah Gray can make them. He's 37% from 3 on the season. And I thought Trey Townsend kind of overhelped on what was going to be a mid-range post-up.
And Scott with a little screener action, try to create action. Johnson looks to be aggressive off of this.
And interesting too, Akron hanging around with Nate Johnson Not shooting well, just 5 points, 1 of 7 from the field. They trail by 10. Tavari Johnson directing traffic. He'll pull up. Another block shot by Lewis.
Lewis, man. And another mid-range attempt, but just an incredible effort by Lewis to get a fingertip of that ball.
That's what John Gross was telling Andy Katz. We got to make better decisions when we penetrate the lane.
Well, great job of continuing the hustle. Block party, you're invited.
Coming up on AT&T at the half, scores and highlights in the latest NCAA tournament news. That's all coming up on AT&T at the half. Lisa Byington, Jalen Rose, Robbie Hummel, Andy Katz with you. It is the 4 versus 13 matchup in the East region. Arizona leading Akron by 10. And a chess match between these two head coaches. John Gross, this year's MAC Coach of the Year, his 6th NCAA tournament with 3 different schools. You're looking at Tommy Lloyd hoping, planning for this Arizona team to possibly make a deep NCAA tournament run. Arizona team first in the Big 12 in scoring. They put in 39 points here so far. Working it around out of that timeout, short for Bryant, who chases
shot.
Holy
Man,
moly! Carter Bryant with the highlight of the night.
And also with the great contest defensively.
Lewis gets blocked. Okonkwo. And Johnson trying to beat the clock. It does. Count the buckets.
And how about Tavari Johnson taking a quick glance up at how much time he had, knew he could get one more dribble. That's got to be the last shot of the half for Arizona. It's not, and Tavari Johnson makes a heck of a play. He gives a quick glance right here, sees he's got the time, gets to his floater. That is clearly out of his hand, and that is a massive basket for Akron.
Jumps off the wrong leg. Knocks it down.
Andy Katz, take it away.
Trey, 4 of the last 5 games, you've been in double figures. That was critical in building an early lead for Arizona. What is clicking so well for you?
You know, my teammates just never lost faith in me. You know, I was struggling a little bit early on throughout this Big 12 play, but started to see the ball go in the hoop. They're getting me to great spots. My coaches believe in me, so I'm just putting it in the basket.
You know how to close. A year ago, you had the shocker, Oakland over Kentucky. How does Arizona close this one out in the second half?
Yeah, you know, we can't let up. You know, it's March. Everyone's playing like it's the last game of the season. They're going to come back with a fight. No one's going to roll over, so we just got to keep putting our foot on the gas and come out with the win.
Thanks, Trey.
Yep, thank you.
All right, the end of the first half, 41-31. We'll send you to AT&T at the half after these messages. You're watching the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship. We talked about the chess match in the first half. We'll see what the adjustments are in the second half. Arizona will get its first crack at it on the first possession of the second half, leading by 10. Largest lead has been 12. Townsend has been really good, 11 points.
Good shot fake.
Yeah, he needed that, right?
Basket and one. It started with the post up by Townsend. You run out at the shooter, get the pump fake, drive. Nice patience with the finish and the flex.
Yeah, a little half flex. He was like unsure, like maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't.
Delorso at the line, 89% free throw shooter, knocks that one down, completes the three-point play, and now the largest lead of the game for Zona.
I like to think that Okonkwo blocking out Tobe Awaka is how I used to feel when Zach Randolph would be going in. And you're like, just please, anybody help me with this.
Let's see if Akron could get Nate Johnson going. He's only 1 for 7 in this game.
Yeah, interesting. The MAC Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year struggling. He's a marked man. Our marked man, Andy Katz, what you got?
Well, John Gross told me, first of all, they got to do a better job on the boards. I mean, 30-13. And the blocked shots, he says, just like he told me during the game, they've got to have some shot fakes. They cannot just expect that they're going to get up there and get it to the rim the way Arizona blocks shots. In terms of their shot selection, he's okay with it. He thinks that some of these will go down, but it's all about boards and doing something different inside because they're getting their shot blocked too many times.
Okonkwo, though, aggressive on that possession. He has 6 block shots for Arizona in the first half. A blocking foul.
Sometimes the risk isn't worth the reward. You're going to stand in there and sacrifice your body for a big guy coming like that. You hope you're going to get the call.
Well, look at there's the 2 on the ball again, and there's the short roll. And you're right, Jalen, there. Isaiah Gray, man, you're paying you're still sliding over there, and, man, you're going to feel that tomorrow morning. Oh, boy.
I told you one of those are getting stolen or a backcourt violation.
Well, gives it right back to Bradley. Look at that speed. He just decided to cut towards the rim. Townsend got to try to put it up. Gets wrapped up. And a foul on the shot. Okonkwo.
But that was that running start again. You know, that we saw from K.J. Lewis in the first half. This time it's Jaden Bradley. You are already going downhill. And if you're in kind of a help position, it is hard to contain that drive.
Townsend and Bradley were terrific in the first half. 20 points combined, 9 of 11.
A real bounce back for Townsend. After a tough one against Houston, just the physicality that they bring, only played 8 minutes. He's responded here.
Every dunk, every three, every upset. Fan work is thirsty work. Stay refreshed with Coke Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever?
Dubious stat for Arizona, 0 for 6 from the free throw line.
For a team that's 15th nationally. 78% on the season.
Reverse jinx.
Tamari Johnson has shouldered a heavy load offensively. 13 points. He's taken 12 shots. Areas with the ball. Probing. Out to Wilson. Lyles has it now. To Wilson, 7 seconds to shoot. Well short. On the move, look at how fast they get up and go. And Townsend with the finish. Timeout, Akron.
Definition of converting defense into offense.
Now it's time for our AT&T Connected Camp.
And Arizona's defense so connected right here. You're going to see Caleb Love chasing off this pick and roll. His size takes away Tamari Johnson's vision here. Everybody is on the same page. High hands on the closeout. Now it's one-on-one. Awaka matching Lyles' physicality. Look at Trey Townsend getting a piece of it. Well, now he's off to the races. He's running out. You see him running down the floor, and it's hanging on rims for Arizona.
Impressive start here to the second half for Arizona. There's only a 10-point advantage. They have stretched this out.
Akron been doing a terrific job getting good shots out of timeouts. Let's see if they get one here.
Here's Lyles, had an open 3, short.
Walker just kind of daring him to shoot. Look out.
Wow.
Bradley.
Nice play.
Pump fake. Wilson back the other way.
You see Arizona get numbers like that, normally they capitalize.
Yep. Awaka wanted the lob play. He was pointing up into the air. They didn't get it. And Johnson's had a tough night. Continues to be tough. He's 1 for 8 from the field. The MAC Player of the Year. Now the three-pointer. Bradley gets another. Opened up with a couple of them. Lyles gives it up. Good pass to Gray.
That shows just what type of tempo both these teams want to play at. Arizona transition basket, Akron right back at you playing with pace.
See if Akron can put together a couple of stops. Try to make a run in this game.
Bradley trying to go back-to-back. And the rebound to Lyles, who had that really important rebound to set up the game-winning shot in the conference tournament final. Johnson looking to create some space, has to kick it out.
Akron only having 3 turnovers is why they still have a puncher's chance.
Good cut.
Oh, Gray with the back door. That is one thing that's been working consistently, is that backdoor look.
Flipping a little bit of Arizona's pressure on him. It's always a pressure release. You've got the dribble drive, but you've also got that back cut.
Kick ball, subs will come in. John Gross, some things here to try to figure out. He knew he was outmatched in terms of the height factor, for sure. Akron, one of the smallest teams in totality here across the country.
And the shortest in the tournament. great pass.
The finish, another dunk, Vesar this time. The 6th dunk here for Arizona. The runner for Johnson. And Arizona basketball.
Going to be dangerous territory for Akron.
Well, I love this play right here. It's just a simple pin down, and now you're bringing Caleb Love right off this screen. Curl, man, the telestrator is, I don't know what that's doing. Not my best there, but he's curling it in and dropping it off.
Love takes care of it.
And they run the same play. And so you probably ask why he didn't go under the first time. That's exactly why. You give Love an open jump shot.
That's a kickball. Engineer, can someone please fix Robbie's telestrator?
I was right now. A heat wave on the telly. That was a letdown right there.
LG OLED Evo AI. Follow all that because it's the best TV in the game. Lisa Byington, Jalen Rose, Robbie Hummel, and Andy Katz with you. When you get the Statue of Liberty and a duck sitting next to each other, what you got?
I am not sure.
You got our next game. You've got the Oregon Ducks against Liberty. Come on, guys.
We need to be better. It's been a long day.
I was like spoon feeding that to you.
That's true. And out of the timeout, Akron just not getting the ball in.
So you think they arrived at the game together?
What's that?
You think they arrived at the game together?
I think they.
Oh, that was.
It's just very clever, isn't it, though?
The house divided right there.
You know, we should have Andy Katz go investigate.
Yeah.
Keep him busy.
Get to work, Andy.
Get to running, Andy.
They've been just pinning in for Caleb Love and letting him make plays.
Love's got 7 points. Bradley with 12. Townsend is the leading scorer with 14. Here's Lewis. Vesar, offensive rebound, whips the pass, and only Carter Bryant could catch that. Lewis drills it.
If KJ Lewis is making that, I mean, he's 11 of 63 coming in on the season from three-point land, and if he's going to make shots from the perimeter, he's going to be a very tough guard.
You just look at that shot, and he looks like a 40% three-point shooter. He was so confident shooting it. Here's a three-point shooter, though. There's Hardman for Akron. He is a 40% shooter.
And that was great action to get Hartman an open look.
And 93% of his shots come from three. That leads the MAC and is third nationally in three-point rate.
Lewis now in two-point territory and traveled with it. 14 turnovers for Arizona.
That would be the one thing you can complain about if you're Tommy Lloyd, is the turning of the basketball over. Everything else, you know, offensive rebound, execution of defensive game plan. They've shot it from three.
On Sunday, if they win this game on Sunday, they have to do a better job of taking care of basketball.
Here's Young, gets blocked again by Bryant.
Man.
Wow, what a save, too.
Carter Bryant is putting together quite the NBA draft mixtape out here on the floor tonight.
His third block of the night. Lewis once again. Arizona's sitting on 8 blocks as a team. Their season high is 9. Penetrating. Scott draws the foul against Vesar. Boy, you're saying it. Carter Bryant has been impressive here tonight. Doing a little bit of everything.
Recovery and the save.
But also, Jalen, just given the effort, even though he's behind the play, he's not quitting on it. You know, he's got the length, he's got the athleticism, and clearly right there showing he's got the motor too.
Get complete coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Tournament on NCAA.com. Bryant, how about 7 points, a couple of dunks, 6 rebounds, and 3 blocks now. Not bad.
That's quite the day. Right now, Tommy Lloyd and KJ Lewis are having a long discussion. You know, he made that first three. I don't think Tommy liked the second one.
Look, didn't I look like a 40% three-point shooter?
Right.
Come on, Coach.
Let's pump the brakes a little bit here.
Come on.
Coach had to tell him, hey, young man, you're open for a reason.
Yep. Uh-oh.
Vesar lob play. Bryant. Oh, takeoff.
Arizona, whenever there's been the trap on the ball, the short roll and the play has been there.
That was a terrific set play. What athleticism by Bryant on display today. Great job of hugging that three-point line. Forcing them into traffic where they get these blocks.
3 seconds right up and over. That's a tough shot over Bryant.
The MAC 6 man of the year right there. Shamar Scott, almost 10 a game. He can certainly score it in a variety of ways. Good defense by Arizona. Just a better shot.
Here's Love. Still playing with his 7 points. Corner shot. Corner make.
Same set play. I like how Arizona, again, when something works, they go back to it. Great decision making up top, kick it to the right side for the corner three.
Well, they're taking Akron's trap, and they're just aggressively playing out of it, doing a great job with that short roll.
Delorso with a good defense there on Scott. And the back door not there. Bradley was all over it defensively. Good defensive possession by Zona, but man, what another tough shot by Scott. 11 points.
Akron still hanging around. Arizona's high turnover numbers keeping them in the game. If they can get a couple of stops, maybe we can get this under 10.
His three-point number is still well below Akron's averages. You see 5 of 15. They attempt 30. They make about 11 per game. And their scoring averages, they average about 84. Oh, Vesar once again.
Well, Arizona's execution right now. I mean, that ball is moving from side to side. You've got multiple actions, and that's a terrific pass from Caleb Love dropping it off.
It is. You know your set offense is humming when a player's hanging on the rim every other possession.
Absolutely.
8 dunks for Zona.
I love the way, too, Vesar is going to just tear that thing off.
Yeah, but between him and Carter Bryant, don't be a rim here today.
That's how you get up, get out, and get something.
Head of the rim.
Yeah, Richard Pitino possibly making moves with his team. Mixed results for the Carolinas. North Carolina falls at the 11th seed, but Duke and Cooper Flagwood missed the last couple of games. There were some health questions. Played today, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and St. Mary's squeaks one out, a 3-point victory over Vanderbilt. Lisa Byington, Jalen Rose, Robbie Hummel, and Andy Katz on the sideline with you from Seattle, Washington. So far, Arizona taking care of Akron in our 4-13 matchup.
Let's see if a couple of these free throws can get knocked down by Nate Johnson, may get them going. They're struggling so far the entire game. MAC Player of the Year. He had 19 in the conference tourney. Average 19 in the conference tourney.
That's right. A 4-year player at Akron. You don't see that very often. Back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances here for him. It's just an Akron guy is what John Gross has described him as. Just kind of fits us and our system in our school. Delorso, again the lob play to Vesar. 9 dunks right now for the Wildcats.
Savari Johnson, he's the tag guy, and he just doesn't get nearly enough of Vesar right there. You've got to be physical. Johnson's not the biggest guy.
Bryant got to it. Those long arms, but his foot stepped on the sideline right in front of us at the last hoop.
Look at number 5, Tavari Johnson. You're getting a tag. It's late, it's a little bit weak, and look at where Vesar ends up. He's hanging on rims.
I'm just looking at Carter Bryant standing in front of us, that wingspan that he has, like his hands are almost dangling over by his kneecaps.
And he might not be at Arizona much longer. he's got a lot of ability.
Don't tell Wildcat fans
No,
that.
I know. Well, you want pros, but think about his potential, though.
Yes.
Yeah. Boy, and his family, his personality, and him off the court.
Versatile defender that can switch multiple positions.
The coaches just have high praise for him across the board.
Good help.
Yeah, forcing a turnover.
Jaden Bradley just to the basketball.
Here is Bryant leaning in, gets blocked by Lyles.
Good no call by the official. Cleaning out the backside for the lob again.
Yeah, Delorso that time takes the shot.
I think Delorso could have thrown that up.
Yes.
That open side pick and roll is so hard to guard because there is no one to tag the roller. It's got to be the strong side low man.
Isaiah Gray, his third.
See, they abandoned the long pass from the baseline out of bounds.
I think that was wise right there.
Right. That is 6'3", by the way, against 7 feet. With Gray and Vesar.
What a luxury to have Vesar as your backup big. You know, even almost your third big. You've got Awaka, you have Mo Krivas, and to be able to throw him out there, they are deep.
In and out for Delorso. Yeah, Krivas, they were so high on him. You know, in the offseason, Tommy Lloyd had talked about him possibly being the best player. Lyles hangs for 2.
Arizona's got to match up there. You never have a man, and you give Imani Lyles a wide open rim drive to the rim.
And Lewis aggressive.
What a strong move.
.38 points in the paint for Zona.
How about the versatility of Bradley defensively? They got him on Johnson. Fighting through screens.
Here's Tavari Johnson.
Contesting, rebounding.
Arizona's size, it's just going to be hard for a guy like Tavari Johnson at 5'11" to maneuver in there. And I know in the year he's been pretty good at the rim. It's just a different animal against Arizona.
Not even listed at 6 feet. He's Tavari Johnson listed at 5'11". And you know they lie on heights, by the way.
Yeah, that's so true.
Vesar, corner shot. Bryant for 3, knocks it down. Zona with their 9 3-point make, and he's got 12 points.
Arizona's shooting it. They are a terrifying team to play.
Well, unless Bryant plans on making Arizona his long-term home, I hope he's renting. Because he'll be gone in 3, 2, 1.
The short-term lease is necessary,
Yes.
for my man.
Yes.
A high school McDonald's All-American. Vesar and Bryant will take a seat.
Lewis has been doing a terrific job defending Johnson the entire game.
That's what he does. His effort is pretty incredible when you watch him over the course of a 40-minute game.
Lewis trying to hunt down his.
Same message received from KJ Lewis. Not settling for threes, looking to get to the rim. Arizona kind of probing here.
And he found it, probing and finding it. Tatum Bradley, 16 second chance points. Not only points in the paint, second chance points.
Mid-range.
Wilson for 3, got it. And count it, KJ Lewis with the foul.
That was building. He and Okonkwo were getting after each other for a good amount of that possession. Here's the first. Here's the second. Here comes the third. There was multiple efforts on that play, you could say.
They still count to 3. And Akron taking it out.
There's Lewis again being a pest.
He and Okonkwo, this is like continuing to simmer here. They're bumping each other, a little bit of chirping going on. The officials are maybe warning both players.
Arizona done a really good job of keeping Johnson quiet in the second half.
Great, nice move.
It's another mid-range shot. That's been the story of this entire game, is that Arizona continues to really dictate what Akron's taking.
Tommy Lloyd right out the gates, his interview with Andy Katz first half. They have to prove to us that they can make tough twos. Sawaka with a tough two.
I like the variations of screens that Arizona run in the half court. For jump shots, for lobs, for post-ups.
Wilson again. A 43-18 rebounding advantage here for Arizona. And we'll head back the other way, an offensive foul call against Sawaka. We will take a timeout.
While Arizona shooting 57% from three, they're shooting 58% from the floor. But they have 9 dunks. And Bradley's just been nasty, and that one right there is just very rare air. It's been terrific exciting to see that young man, how he's been performing today.
That's the high-flying story, but there's also the balance story, too.
Yes.
I mean, you look at 7 guys, 7 or more points in scoring for Arizona, 6 guys, 5+ rebounds here tonight, 3 in double figures.
And the 3-ball, I mean, it's been an area of weakness for this team. They don't shoot a ton of them. They don't make a ton of them. Their percentage in the 260s in college basketball, that's not been the story tonight.
Yeah, you wouldn't know that. 9 of 19, 47% for the game. Love surveying his options.
Caleb Love is not happy. He got hit a couple times on that last defensive possession. Thought he got fouled bringing that ball up.
There's Lewis amongst the trees. Count the bucket.
Bully
and
ball.
one chance.
That is embracing the physicality of the game. KJ Lewis is just laying the hammer here. That's grown man basketball, Jalen.
Yes, it is. Bucket and the foul.
Hardman second. And Lewis with this free throw would be right about at his average.
Now, if we were putting together a parlay for this game, and I would have told you that Lewis would have more points than Nate Johnson.
Could have won some cash. And it's hard. You know, you're the player of the year in your league. You're the top of the scouting report. You've got these athletes that Arizona has, and everyone's focused on you. It's not easy.
I got one for you, Jalen. How about more points than Caleb Love?
That too.
Yeah, Love's getting frustrated with the officiating.
Just needs to play.
Here we go. Got a good look.
Just hasn't been his night. 1 of 9 after that miss.
Continue to trust your work.
There's Love with the 3. What's his arms up in frustration. He's got 10.
I would not go removed on a pin down with Caleb Love.
He's the 4th in double figures now after that make.
Got a lock and trail. Lose track of him. Caleb Love drills it, and his reaction kind of shows what Jalen was talking about with some of the frustration he's been feeling.
He says, where is the love for Caleb Love?
I like what you did there.
Thank you. Johnson, 6 of 7 from the foul line. Be prepared for history to be written in the 2025 Stanley Cup playoffs. NHL on TNT. Playoff coverage begins April 19th on TNT, TBS, and Max. Seattle's got an NHL team. Plays here in this building. Seattle Storm play in this building. It's a beautiful building.
It's an awesome place. Very unique.
Climate Pledge Arena. It's the first time that I've seen 2 different, what am I trying to say?
Jumbotrons.
Jumbotrons, thank you.
And I want to shout
It's our
Tim
third game.
Lywicki.
You know, the words are hard to come by sometimes.
Tim Lywicki and his company. put this building together. It's very awesome.
Yeah.
He was actually in Denver when I got drafted.
They kept the same roof, the original roof. Corner shot there for Bradley. And now 11 three-point makes, 17 points for Bradley.
Jalen, did you play well in Seattle? Did you have good games out here?
I did. I love playing in Seattle. It was one of the best home atmospheres when they had the team. If there is going to be expansion, hopefully they'll consider Seattle at some point.
And an offensive foul call against Vasar.
You know, it's hard to play well against Gary Payton and Nate McMillan.
Sean Kemp and Detlef Shrimp. Yeah, they had some squads, man.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. That's a Sean Kemp jersey, looks like. A Kevin Durant. Oh, his rookie year.
Is Gary Payton the greatest trash talker of all time?
I would say yes, because it's volatile.
How so? Like personal?
Well, some of the things that he says normally end up into a physical altercation.
So it becomes personal then. Yeah, well, that makes sense with him.
And we're good friends.
Even worse
Right?
then.
And I'm looking at him like, have we ever met? Like, he got more two-letter cuss words than anybody I ever known.
He's one of the go-to there.
Do you like that? Do you like that back and forth?
I love it.
That's what.
I talked a
it
little
seemed like
trash.
you did. I didn't want to assume. Got you going a little bit.
Yes, yes. The glove, the Hall of Famer.
His son can talk a little trash now.
Yes, and defend.
Yeah.
And defend, yes. Like father, like son. Well, this has been, you mentioned the rebounding balance and the scoring balance for Arizona, but you just look at the score. To hold a team that averages about 84, 85 points per game, 8th best in the country. They've reached 100 points 5 different times this year, only behind Alabama and Winthrop. And Akron is sitting at 57 points tonight. Oh, the foul on the tip dunk. Townsend gets it.
They have no answer for Arizona's athletes. The battle of the boards have just been a destruction out here.
Thompson's been terrific. 16 points, 7 of 8, knocked down a 3.
His season high is 19, got it against West Virginia. Early in the season, back in November. Bradley takes the contact. 19.
Everybody for Arizona pretty much has played well. And there's not anybody that you would say they haven't made some sort of contribution.
And Bradley just rips it away. And the Wildcats pouring it on. They got 88 points here tonight.
Why not?
Vasar for 3, why not? It's his 47th three-point attempt of the season.
Bradley's been steady all game. 8 for 13, 19 points. Running the show right now with Love on the sideline.
Bradley's career high, he's going for it. He's got 22 points, but he walked with it. And we have their under 4 timeout. 2:38 left before this one is complete. Absolute domination, Arizona over Akron. Look at the rebounding category, points in the paint category. Speaking of domination, Carter Bryant takes more, presented by Powerade. Take your pick at highlights.
Well, he's been so efficient in his minutes on the floor. 3 blocks, 12 points. He's in there, 5 rebounds, 2 of 4 from 3. That makes him 7 of his last 14 from the three-point line over the last 4 games. Carter Bryant really putting on a show here tonight for the Arizona Wildcats.
And defending at a high clip.
And Carter Bryant has picked up his 4th or 3rd. Got some subs coming in here for Arizona. I was wondering when they would unload the bench.
No greater feeling for the winning team. Take care of business, be up 30, get your reserves in the game, get a standing ovation for your fans and your family and the alums.
And to get to see the guys that don't play all that much. Some of the walk-ons that are in practice every day and helping you win games but don't get the credit. Now's their time to shine. And with 2:28, you're going to get a couple possessions to get a basket.
Liam Lloyd even in there. Coach's son. There's Lloyd to Martinez. Conrad Martinez, a sophomore. Stephen. Look at that. Manuel Stephen.
Nice jump hook.
That's a guy that hasn't played in 15 of the last 16 games. So opportunity to kind of get your game on.
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Yep.
Talk about being ready. That Robbie Hummel has a stat on Emmanuel Stephen in case he gets in the game.
If you make the
that
board,
is elite.
If you make the board, then there will be at least one stat on you. I can promise you that. I think for Akron too, when your season ends like this, you're down 31. It's not the way you want to go out, but you win 17 games in your conference in a league in the MAC that is so tough. John Gross has done a phenomenal job. Back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances. They're still looking for that first win. But the talent that he's assembled, the way they've retained guys, you've had players of the year, you've won your conference tournament championship 2 years in a row. They're going to get there eventually here.
What a year that they've had. Set a program record for most wins in a single season. Oh, another three-pointer.
Over the top.
Lob play. Look out. And more coming. Whiteman gets a nice hand after he hit the three-pointer.
You're like, Coach, I just knocked one
That's
down.
right. Come on, man.
Right.
Let me get two out
Can
there.
I live?
got too many on the end of the bench. They all got to get some PT. Wilson. Yeah, but what a thrill to get a bucket in the NCAA tournament game. Another look, Luke Champion.
Arizona's got a lot of guys. They've got a lot of players here. Hard to mix these guys in when you've got 17 dudes on the team.
I feel like half of them have mustaches too.
Right. They start pulling players out of the stands.
That's right. Look at
Tommy had to start about the.
Look, they all got the same look.
Tommy needed to start about the 8-minute mark to get everybody some run out here.
It's a 30-point game right now. We were talking about the accolades, though, for Akron. I mentioned they set a program record, most wins with 28. Coach of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, MAC Player of the Year. Lots of things to celebrate, making it to back-to-back NCAA tournaments. Offensive foul call. Conrad Martinez, a little bit too much of a push-off.
Let's see if they can get Wilson a shot.
Arnold. Addison Arnold, couple of fouls. He's going to get his money's worth. And Kelly Pfeiffer, I think, wants the end of the bench for Arizona to sit down. Getting too excited about these guys.
Well, just so many of them, like Robbie said.
In my first year at Summer League, David Kahn cut one guy on our team, and we had 20 dudes, and we had guys sitting on the baseline. And that's about what I feel like with Arizona.
Right.
They're about at that number.
Right. You need like 20 slots on your chart here to keep track of everyone. Final few seconds of this one. Arizona, absolute domination, punches its ticket to the next round. 93-65 over Akron. Gets the job done in an impressive fashion offensively and defensively tonight.
A lot to like about what Arizona did. Own the glass, own the paint, great defensive game plan, and if they're shooting the three like this, Jalen, look out for the Cats.
The athleticism, the physicality, the attention to detail, the teamwork. It was a masterful performance by the Wildcats.